X's and O's with Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell is in the air at KFAN and the Vikings Radio Network and Vikings.com. I'm Paul Allen. Hello. Thank you very much for listening and or watching. And the coach joins us now. We've gone down this road before, but it just never can be easy. I don't think I've brought this up in weeks waiting for it to be easy, but it's just never easy. But they seem indeed to be their best when it's required, and that's a trait not everybody possesses.
Yeah, I think our team at this point in the season, PA, I think we know we can win close games because we've done it. There's not a question in our guys' minds that if we give ourselves the opportunity to win some of these games, even if it is the last possession or needing to hold the opponent out of the end zone on the last possession, our entire team, our group out on the field, and everybody on the sideline expects now to get it done. We are going to continue to strive to play consistently for 4 quarters, and hopefully that result can be a little bit less down to the wire. But nonetheless, the result is what matters, and then also our guys understanding that we're an evolving team that can get better each and every time we get an opportunity to work.
You know, I think I met you 10 and a half months ago when you were hired. And just of late, I learned something new about you.
Oh, yeah?
That you have 5 kids. And I thought you had 2 boys and 2 girls. But, no, the 5th child that maybe you don't know about is...
Well, easy there.
Well, no, it's your red zone offense.
That's right.
Well, seriously.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's your baby.
I thought you were going to surprise me with somebody walking out of the back or something.
No, we'll save that for the next guest. But it's your baby. I mean,
yeah.
I can just tell 3 for 3 against the Jets, and you needed it. Now, I know you'd prefer them not to get in there 6 times, but still you hold them to 1 touchdown. We've talked about it just a couple of times. You, Angelico, Phillips, O'Hara, everybody on your staff, you guys take so much pride in the creativity when you get inside the 20 that it must be fun putting this stuff together.
It really is. Every single week, you really ask yourself the question, how can we give our guys scoring chances? Let's not only just get down there, let's give these guys opportunities either on the marriage of the run and the pass. Sometimes, like we did the other day, it's a matter of just being physical and running the football in and then saving those kind of throw quality plays in on 3rd and 10 from the 10, hard down to score from, elite execution from our quarterback, our offensive line to protect him, and then the best receiver in football making a gotta-have-it type play. But what we look at in the red zone is just a weekly responsibility to give our guys the chance to have success, to finish off drives. It's hard to do it every single time you go out there. So when you do get down there, whether it's 3 opportunities, 4 or 5, hopefully we're coming away with 7, knowing that if our defense, which we work a ton on, those red zone stops, they're able to hold people to 3, in some cases 0, that's going to be a winning formula for us.
Now, the Detroit Lions have played the Minnesota Vikings incredibly tough the last 3 games. They've all 3 come down to the wire, and I know, Kevin, that you had nothing to do with 2 of those 3. However, with these Lions, why are they so tricky and tough to run away from and hide?
Well, I think they're a really good football team. I think they're a really good football team that's playing really, really well right now. I think Dan Campbell's done a really good job, and I think they've put together a very talented roster. There are talented players on offense and defense at really all levels of their groups, and you got to play well against them. They're going to make plays against you. They've got talented skill players. We talked about Jared Goff the last time we played these guys, that he's going to make a lot of special throws. He's a talented thrower of the football.
Just steady.
Just steady, and when the play's there to be made, he's going to make it. He has a lot of experience over these last 5-6 years now of doing just that. So it's going to be one of those games I firmly, as much as Vikings fans would love for this to be a runaway and possibly see us wearing some T-shirt and hats at the end of the day. That's the goal, but I expect it to be a flat-out grind. This is a team that still sees a lot of their season, and the best football that they're seeming to play right now is right on the cusp for them, and going into their stadium. Divisional game. This is going to be a tough one, but I think our guys are up for it.
So do coaches, or do you as a head coach, do you ever put a full weekend and then get ready for the game and you're like, we're going to kill these guys? You don't have to mention individual teams, but then all of a sudden it's a meat grinder and you win. Because or do you come into it all the time going, every game's going to be a grinder?
Yeah, my expectation is, they never seem to go how you think it ultimately will, just because it's a funny shaped ball, the bounce of the ball, the ebbs and flows of momentum in a game, and sometimes it just plays out where you've got to have the ability to adjust, either a new defense, new offensive schemes coming at you, or flat out it's just a physical football game where there's a lot of good players on the other side of the ball, other sideline, and we just have to continue to overcome those ebbs and flows as a team. And like I said, our guys have confidence to do that.
When they were here week 3 and you guys beat them, KJ late, I made it a point pregame to walk down to the Lions side. I just wanted to see Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
I mean, he was underrated, caught the first touchdown of his career on us last year to win a game. And I just wanted to go see what he looked like, kind of 90 minutes before the game. I looked at him, I'm like, hey, whoa. I mean, he's not Calvin Johnson, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. He's really a wonderful player, isn't he?
Really good player. Does so many things for them in that kind of inside-outside flex role. He's a special player, physical, strong, has great change of direction, the ability to run every route. He's run some more vertical routes this year than I think people probably remember from his previous season. But nonetheless, he's really found a nice comfort zone with Jared Goff and the rest of those skill guys. We'll see what Jameson Williams offers for them as well, kind of infusing him with Chark and big smooth Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond. See, you can just keep on naming names of guys that can go out and make plays, and then let's not forget really strong offensive line and a run game that can single-handedly cause you enough problems to really last all day.
Now, when you guys hook them week 3, it was a common thread during the course of the game that their corner, Jeffrey Okudah, got real physical with JJ first time around. I mean, about the most physical I've seen a corner with Jefferson in his time here. You know more about that than me. Do you expect that Sunday? And if so, how do you get around it?
I do, and the hard part is just figuring out, okay, it's one thing for a player to be physical, when it's 50-50, it's just man-to-man. But what they did a really nice job of is they really had help coming from somewhere. They really had safety help over the top, and it really allowed. There's physical, and then there's flat out turning it into almost a street fight over there. Within those 5 yards, a lot of things can be done to throw off the rhythm and timing of not only the quarterback but Justin running his routes. And then when he was able to win, there was normally a safety standing over the top of him. So we've got to continue to find ways like we've done, since then, and allowed Justin to play in a lot of spots in our offense. He's going to move around. He's going to be right over there sometimes as well. And the key is building an entire passing game that not only allows Justin to be our featured player, but really complementary pieces with Hawkinson and Adam Thielen and KJ Osborne, and then our running backs being involved as well.
Kevin, did you leave the Jets game recognizing 3 for 3 in the red zone on offense? They're 1 for 6. That's great. You're 50% on third down against that defense. Super fast team. Really, really fast all over the place. Seems like an excellent coaching staff, too. So the team you beat I have a lot of respect for that team. Do you leave it recognizing those facets, +2 in the take give, now you're +8, or the tackling that left a little bit to be desired at times, and it's like you guys gave them at times, with all due respect, a bunch of yards they didn't deserve. Yeah,
I think our tackling, I think we had 9 missed tackles on the defensive side, and they weren't just missed tackles for a couple extra yards here and there. It was a 60, 40, 30-yard difference in making that play or not making the play. And I think those are critical, PA, and you're exactly right. And those are the things I tend to spend my time thinking about and trying to help our guys. Can we coach better? Can we coach technique fundamentals better? Can we have our guys in the best possible positions and leverages and techniques to help them do their job at a high level? But the situational aspect of that game was really what determined it in my mind. But you're exactly right about the Jets. I think that team is going to continue to improve. They've added a lot of first-round picks over the years, defensive free agents that fly around, and I think looking at a guy like Quinnen Williams on the the front.
Unbelievable.
And then Sauce Gardner at the corner position. I think they're set at some cornerstone kind of positions for a long time there. And I do think the world of Robert Saleh and his staff there.
And I mean, we've talked about it before, the gene, you were a former quarterback, to be in the pocket and know you're going to get smashed and still connect. Like when Quinnen Williams hit Kirk Cousins about as hard as I've seen him hit, and he gets the ball to Rager. Now, granted, it had a little Kyler Murray punt pass to it, but he still got it there, knowing that the creature was going to smash him.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, when you're evaluating quarterbacks, whether they've played 10 years in this league or they're coming out of college, are they willing to make that throw? Are you willing to keep your eyes up and throw the football 30, 40, 50 yards down the field when you know what's about to happen? In some cases legally, I thought there was a couple that were maybe a stride or two too late, and they gotta give our guy Kirk some protection there, and that's something we'll keep on looking for moving forward. But in the end, his ability to kind of overcome that, not let it completely terrorize his day to the point where then he couldn't execute when it was required for him to go help us win the game. I thought it was a real determination, and Kirk overcoming a lot to lead us in that game.
So now here we are, 12 games into a 10-2, a chance to dagger the division this weekend against the Lions. How important has rookie punter Ryan Wright been to you guys? I mean, he's proving to be a find of the century. He's the only kicker in the National Football League, only punter with 0 touchbacks. A.J. Cole for the Raiders had one last weekend. I mean, that is quite the accomplishment this far into it. What led you guys to honing in on him this offseason, and how important has he been? Yeah,
I think Matt Daniels and Ben Kawika identified him pretty early on, and then we were able to bring him in as a free agent. Give him an opportunity to really compete with a veteran throughout all of training camp. And he just kept showing up, PA. What did the numbers say? What did the data say? But just the eye test of watching the ball come off of his foot, the sound. It equates a lot of times to a major league scout. What does it sound like when a pitcher's 95-mile-an-hour fastball hits the glove, or the ball coming off of the bat of a home run swing? Punters are kind of like that, I think. And you can hear it almost before you can see it sometimes of, man, I know he hit that ball well. And what's been really cool about Ryan is just his ability to do it in NFL games over and over again. Top 5 in the league and inside the 20 putting. I think he's top 10 in overall net. And then you throw in our great coverage units that Matt and Ben have flying down the field. It's equaled a lot of hidden yardage being fallen in our favor in games where we really needed it.
All right, Coach, last one for you, because I know you got to get ready for play action to DeAndre Swift, trying to get deep to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and your 5th child, the red zone offense. T.J. Hawkinson versus the team that drafted him and for whom he played just this year. How is there any way you guys can use that as an angle in your favor? It's they know that we know that you know that we know, and here comes David Blau too, takes deeply rooted notes. That's an intriguing factor in this game, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. But I just know they know what we know about TJ, which he's a special player and he's really helped our offense, and he helped their offense and had a lot of impact there during his time. And quite frankly, we're lucky to have him. And I know he's probably got some motivation for this one, but every game, especially TJ gets to go out with his teammates. It's still pretty new to him. It's still pretty fresh. It's another opportunity for him to take another step forward with us.
Great job, my man. Yeah, appreciate you. Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Curtis Modkins, the running backs coach, is next when we return to X's and O's on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Radio Network and Vikings.com.